Namaste, Gemini, my fellow Geminis. This is our reading for the month of December, also the end of November, finishing out what else is going to go on in November. I'm going to have two separate spreads. This one is for November specifically, and we are beginning with Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit, which represents the sign of Virgo most directly. So Virgo could be particularly significant to you, and you may be feeling the need or desire to be alone, to spend some time by yourself, maybe even do some meditation, introspection while you're doing that time, seeking enlightenment. Now could be a time when you're helping somebody else to become enlightened. Maybe you're giving them clarity, making something clear for them, teaching another. Or sometimes we are both the teacher and the student in our own lives, and we're learning more about ourselves. The Hermit, as it relates to love, can do with rekindling a relationship from the past. And in terms of spirituality, maybe about increased awakening and psychic awareness and ability, and a need to break away from ideologies and belief systems to move toward a more metaphysical element. The card behind it is also of the earth element, or pentacles, like this one, which represents the sign of Virgo. It is the Ace of Pentacles, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. And the next card is in reverse. It is renewal or judgment, however, which represents the planet Pluto, and the sign of Scorpio, which it rules. It is one of my most favorite cards because it is about abundance that is earned in large part. It's also about second chances. So where that Ace of Pentacles represents a first chance, a new chance, maybe a new chance, a new start, it may be our second attempt at a new start, a second opportunity that's rolled around for us to start something new, whether it's a career path, a particular job, a relationship, romantic or otherwise, business, friendship, whatever. Another chance at something. Also, in terms of relationships, it can have to do with coming to like a crossroad and needing to decide where do we go from here, if anywhere. But mostly, abundance that's earned. And yes, in terms of spirituality, it counts there too. You get an increase in your spirituality, the universe or God giving you a raise, and then it shows up in some other aspect of your life on this plane. As above, so below, as they say. So if you are increased, your vibration is increased by the universe, it's going to translate to some other area of your life where there is increase. And we now have an overall energy of the King of Wands. He was motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The next card is in reverse. It is the Queen of Wands. So for some of us, this next spread for November is about to specifically be about romantic relationships. And for others of us, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to start with this card is for, well, all my readings are for singles, couples, people in separation that never met, but you have some sort of inkling in your heart or soul or whatever. But this one I specifically read from a perspective of single or couple. So that's what this first card represents. You or us, our energy throughout the rest of November. And it is the Seven of Cups. It's time to stop procrastinating and to make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so. But don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. Recent past is the Nine of Cups. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. Recent past might not have happened yet. I'm doing this reading on the 28th, but let's say, since it is through the end of November, let's say you're watching on the 30th. The recent past could be today, the 28th. For some of you, it could be prior. For some of you, you're not going to watch maybe until December, and the recent past may be in November, or maybe toward the beginning of December. But this is recent past. It is dreams coming true, wishes being granted, prayers being answered. It's also a big, resounding yes from the minor arcana to an answer to a yes or no question, especially related to love, those related to love. So maybe you ask the universe, or your angels, your ancestors, your guides, something, so for some sort of help with regard to this decision, A yes or no question. Should I narrow this down to one? Yes. Something like that. Near future. The Seven of Wands. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. Trust that your inner guidance is true and follow it completely. So, whereas the Seven of Cups is about a decision that we have to make, a Seven of Wands is about a decision that we've made, and we're guided to not let any external forces sort of cause us to change our mind. Like if we change our mind, it's because we want to. Not to allow pressure from outside people and stuff, influences, affect your decisions. Masculine's higher self. I always do the masculine's higher self because my viewership is mostly female and or feminine. And it's the Ace of Wands. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibilities. Well, two aces in a spread. We just saw the Ace of Pentacles, and now this one can often have to do with moving or something involving a home, or of course a new relationship, a fresh start, birth of a baby even. Blocks to individual or shared progress. So if we're not moving alone or with our partner or some other people we're sharing our progress with, family members, here's why. The Eight of Wands. So things hadn't been like necessarily moving around us, and we felt that, but now they're back. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. These many things could be happening behind the scenes with the universe doing these things for us, putting things in motion, setting things in motion. And sometimes for us, what it has to do with, and what we have control over, is the communication. So we may be reaching out to somebody. This could even be packages and stuff. I mean, it's going to be, nearing the holidays. We could be mailing things, placing orders, Black Friday, you go online, you place an order, all of those sorts of things. Cyber Monday. I don't know. What do they call Saturday and Sunday? How the feminine can help herself. So with regard to this block, what the feminine can do to help herself. Five of Cups. Don't be like doubtful and pessimistic about what's happening. So you got to trust in, for one thing, the universe. Another thing, yourself, and to not be like lacking confidence to make this communication, or maybe in another person that they're actually going to communicate, or that, like I said, the company's going to mail out your order or whatever the case is. This is about not counting your blessings and just being more focused on what you're expecting not to go right. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. All fire and water so far, nothing else. What the masculine can do to help himself. Eight of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So he can take, maybe these messages are coming to him from the universe, from God, or some plane here, or somebody on this plane here is guiding him to make a move. Maybe this is connected to a new job, one that he's prayed for. He's narrowed it down. Do I want to accept that one? I want to accept that one. Do I want to have to relocate, or I want to stay put? And then once you decide, you move toward what you feel you're meant to move toward, or you move away from what you feel you're meant to move away from. What the universe would have either archetype, masculine or feminine, or both archetypes to do, and even wants to help us with, to help ourselves. But we have to allow it to. We have to, first affirm, yes, universe, God, I welcome you to help me, is Major Arcana card 18, the Moon. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. Major Arcana card, the Moon, most directly represents the sign of Pisces. And this could be tied to the energy of Pisces. As a matter of fact, today, Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, which is located in Pisces, retrograde, goes direct. So that's one thing. But also on the 30th, there is a full moon in our sign, in Gemini. There's also a full lunar eclipse. So moons, full moons, and lunar eclipses are both about complete endings. like something coming to an end, never to be the same way or form again. And so this can be about us allowing for that to happen, also paying very close attention to our instincts and psychic insights, intuitive messages, signs, synchronicities, all these things, so that we can make determinations, decisions, and know that we're meant to follow a particular path and stick to it, because this is an answer to our prayers, or this is something that we've manifested and we want it. The universe has stepped in and is working behind the scenes on our behalf, and we got to do our part, which is to move forward or move in whatever direction we feel we're meant to move, even though we don't necessarily know everything that's happening. And the outcome. This could be another decision that has to be made. And if it is, it's like an earthly decision now. A decision about some sort of earthly matter. And or this is about balance where it comes to our relationships, not necessarily romantic, but those included. We could be spending more time maybe working or something, not focused on nurturing ourselves, nurturing our relationships than we should be, and we need balance in that area specifically. I'll pull one more card to see what this may be attached to for the majority of us. And when I clarify, I like to use the next upright card. So it is the Three of Wands. So something, as I said here, that we prayed for, that we've successfully manifested. Twos are about faith. So this is maintaining the faith that it is going to come to pass. It is something of an earthly matter. So it could be a relationship, improvement in a relationship, a particular person or dynamic. It can be, some new material thing. I want a new car. I want a new job. All of those would be earthly matters. And the fact that there's a three now that follows says that it is on the horizon, it's on its way, but it's going to require a little bit more patience. So maybe in December is when we'll actually get it. We'll see in a moment with the December spread if it pops back up. But abundance, things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So this is about looking ahead and trusting, again, having the faith, not being pessimistic, that these things are going to come to pass. And so we should be planning already. Like, okay, so next year I'm definitely going on vacation. I'm going here, I'm going there. The confidence to do that without fear, knowing that that's the path the universe or God or has put you on, and you believe that. That's the path you've manifested. That's the path you had a focused intention on, and you know it's actually coming to pass. It's actually happening. I'll be greedy and pull this next one too. And it's another three. And this is also about abundance, but may be tied specifically to your work and or somebody that we met through work. It's also about making decisions that are right and best for you, not necessarily what other people would have you do. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. This is a card about group work, sometimes collaborations, so coming together with other people. Threes are also about creativity, so it can be coming up with creative ways to make yourself more abundant. But Three of Pentacles specifically has to do most often with that abundance being tied to our work. So it's something that we put like effort into, and now we are earning and reaping the rewards. When it comes to your relationships, the decision that you're having to make may be if you're satisfied or happy with the way the person is treating you. If they're treating you like in a respectful manner and equally to them. Otherwise, that's what the Three of Pentacles means when it's in reverse. And otherwise, for those of you for whom it's coming through upright, then this means that person that you have your eye on, that you are interested in, they feel the same way about you. And again, you may have met them through your work, perhaps even at your work. They feel the same way. So this is like you have the makings to be, all that they've been looking for, and vice versa. And you should be confident in that, not, thinking, oh, I doubt it. You should definitely be confident in it. But this is something that it may take some time. The relationship may not come about tomorrow. it may take some time. So again, this is going to require patience, just like the Three of Wands, but you have manifested this thing that you have been focused on. So now we're going to go to December. And for December, I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, beginning with the Six of Swords, so our own energy too. And this is about like leaving the difficult times behind, right? The worst is behind you. The best is yet to come. It is ahead. Remember the long-term plans, probably attached to this. And I happen to mention travel, going on vacation. It can definitely be something like that. This is a card of movement. So sometimes it's literal movement or moving as in travel. And other times it is metaphoric, again, just moving forward. The next card is the Ten of Wands. So this is the difficult time maybe. We may be like bogged down. We have an incredible amount of work to do, or everybody's sort of dumping on us and or depending on us, relying on us. And Geminis, you know, we are those sorts of people that everybody wants to come to. We're like everybody's friend, the people that make the party and all that kind of stuff. And we make really, really good friends. When we do consider people our friends, we care about them deeply, and we tend to say, okay, fine, like I'll do it, to the point that we're so overextended that you know, we could be endangering ourselves. We could have taken on too much. So this is what this is about, like feeling overburdened. But again, something like that coming to an end. You may have been like the sole provider, maybe the only one working, or the only one working toward a relationship, trying to hold things together. Or whatever it was, that is over. The next card is in reverse, but it too is our energy. The Page of Swords. A Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So this could be us and or another air sign that is important to us. And speaking of movement, the Chariot is behind that. Major Arcana card 7, and this is another card of movement. So I'd say that, you know, some of this energy is dissipating. It's not going to be gone tomorrow, but you should still expect things to get better and look forward to it. And, you know, eventually this page will turn around. All right, so now I'm going to throw these in here. The ones we looked at, I'm just going to put them in here randomly. And here go these wands again. So what we have to look forward to, again, is some sort of opportunity, whether it's in a relationship or career path, you know, job, something, some sort of new start to go along with that Ace of Wands, and it should be abundant. It may take some time getting there, but once it gets there, once it arrives, it should be an abundant situation for us, possibly involving a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. If not, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, maybe even a Scorpio. And here's another moon. Here's another moon. So I think this is, again, this is solidifying the message that coming with the Gemini full moon is some very like positive movement for us, especially those of us who have felt stuck, or where we felt stuck, movement in those areas. Again, the moon most directly represents the sign of Pisces, although there's a lobster down here that reminds me of Scorpio. What else we may be moving beyond is maybe some sort of betrayal, loss, even hurt. And maybe that's why, again, we feel stuck in that situation. We're sort of afraid to move ahead because change is scary and the unknown is scary. And it's been taking so long. It doesn't look like we're manifesting anything. So maybe we're starting to think negatively. But again, that's not the right idea. We should be thinking positively and looking forward to this fresh start. And this, see, abundance. Here it comes. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands, which is a wonderful card, whether upright or in reverse. Magician, this is our energy too. We have the power, the ability to manifest any and everything that we need or want in our lives. Seven of Swords reverse. It's a card of lacking confidence, lacking esteem, being afraid to take risks. Two of Wands. Faith that what we're trying to manifest will come to pass. Balance, partnership, healthy relationships, reciprocity. I'll do one more. And it's the Page of Pentacles. Again, possibly a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And our overall energy is now this Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is one of my favorites, as well as the High Priestess in reverse. And this too is our energy, as well as sometimes it represents water signs too. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm going to pull 4 cards for us. And these 4 cards will be the ones that most directly represent us in the given placement over the month of December. Beginning with the one that will most generally represent us, and it is the Nine of Wands. Surrounding, close friends, family members, co-workers, things going down at the job. The Nine of Swords. So already out the gate, here we come with this worry and, again, the feeling of we can't do it anymore, we're overburdened, we're tired, we don't have any more in us. Work and finance. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And lastly, love and relationship. The 3 of Pentacles in reverse. That kind of just gave the meaning of that one a moment ago. Let's see if everything's in frame. All right. I think that's good. All right, so we're going to begin with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, our overall energy. And this is a card that says, this is a card that's about generosity, including generosity from the universe. It often has to do with right on time assistance and help. Like somebody, something, or maybe just like God. Like sometimes you just know, look at God, right? Coming through in the nick of time or right in the moment when you most need support or help. Whether it is receiving, your bank card in the mail, you're out of town and you lost your card and they got to replace it, and it, comes right on time before you end up stranded. You're at a cash register, you're at a register and you can't pay for your groceries. You look down, you find the dollar or so that you're missing that you need, and you hand it to the cashier and you can take your stuff. You had planned on starting classes, you don't have the money, and right there, a loan, student loan or student aid comes through right in the nick of time and you can start. It's that sort of thing. Or maybe that relationship that you've been praying for, wanting, needing. Here comes Prince or Princess Charming seemingly dropping out of the sky right when, I most desired it or needed it or wanted it. So it's that sort of thing. It's not necessarily tied to any work or effort or labor that we've done. It's more so karma related, the way that I pick up the energy. And the fact that it's in reverse can be like these things are happening around us and we're not necessarily noticing it. We're not seeing all the generosity that's available to us, or the capacity that we have to be generous, because it seems like we're worried about something. So we may say like, I can't help anymore. I don't have no money to give you, meanwhile, we're hoarding, we're holding on tightly unnecessarily, because we're forgetting that we can manifest more too if we remain in the right frame of mind. We might be, I don't got it, even though we do, or I don't have the energy, I don't have the time, I don't have the wherewithal, I don't have whatever, I can't help you. And there's, maybe there is something that we can do. Maybe we can make a donation of old clothes, and that helps us too, because we get to clean out our closet and all this kind of stuff. So it's about coming up with ways that you can help. Generosity means more than just giving money, right? There's other things that you can do. So we got to open our eyes and our minds and realize that for us to not accept help that's there for us is basically like cutting off our nose to spite our face. And to not give help that we can afford to give is maybe being a bitch, right? Um, so that's the general meaning. And I think we'll start with that, and we'll move on to this Nine of Wands. So, as I mentioned, this is kind of that right on time gift from the universe, because when you feel like you're down and out, like you don't have anything else left to give, often in a physical sense, like I can't do anymore. I'm sorry. I'm emotionally drained. I'm physically drained. I'm tired. And I can't. And then this is the universe giving you whatever boost or energy or support that you do need to make it through. And it begins with like just taking a deep breath and calming down and not letting the things that we're worried about overwhelm us. Okay, that's the first step. And then we got to get like real specific on what it is we're afraid of, and sort of like pick it apart, until we get to the root. And what is the realistic likelihood of what we're worried about actually happening? If we can even figure out what we're worried about. Because sometimes, and I think that this may happen as we get closer and closer. I mean, we've already beginning to approach the energy. But as we get closer and closer to that energy of the Gemini full moon and the lunar eclipse, we may feel all of a sudden our heart is racing. I feel anxious. I feel nervous. I don't know why. And the energy of Gemini and of Mercury is largely tied to like the nervous system. So we can often be the people who, maybe we'll have a heart attack. We'll drive ourselves crazy because of that. So we really want to be careful of, not just walking around in fear of anything, because we're getting a message that we don't have to. There is nothing to fear. But fear itself, as the saying goes, right? There could be tension at work for some of us, especially looking at the Four of Pentacles in reverse here in our position of work and finance too, because that can mean that you are like afraid of maybe losing your job, or like the safety and or security of your job. So maybe the safety in terms of the pandemic, perhaps, right? I got to come in here every day. Some of the clients, the customers that come in, they don't wear their masks. Am I safe? People come in coughing and sneezing all over me. Am I safe? Or I got to leave my house every day, whereas, other people have been told to stay inside the house. I'm the only one going out. Am I safe? So that could be the safety. And then security, maybe you're worried about it going out of business, closing down, the boss not being able to afford to maintain the entire support staff, and people getting laid off or furloughed, whatever. So there's a concern there, and that these things are valid. I don't want to speak against them as if they're not valid in a general sense, but I'm talking about based upon the cards. There's no reason for us to really be afraid. And again, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And the reason that statement is so true is because fear is a negative emotion, and holding on to that lowers our vibration and ability to manifest positivity into our life. In fact, it increases our ability and possibility of manifesting negativity into our own lives. So it's very important for us to not walk around in fear, and to have confidence of, even if things aren't going our way or as we'd hope or expect, that we have this ability to manifest our own destiny and what we need and or desire in our lives. On a more positive note, or to that end, with regard to finances specifically, not necessarily attached to work, the Four of Pentacles in reverse with regard to finances says that we're finally getting beyond our worries about money, because we will have realized that worry that I was just talking about isn't helping us, right? In fact, it may even be hindering us, may even be hurting us. So we can make a difference in our financial situation if we let go of that fear, right, and get moving. And so this is a realization of that. And last but not least, love and relationship in the Three of Pentacles in reverse, in addition to what I already stated, is otherwise a positive omen. And if you've been trying to get pregnant or add to your family somehow, I don't know. I'm seeing pet too, although it typically has nothing to do with pets. But I'm also seeing something about somebody wanting a pet, or needing a pet, and if this is like a family member, so maybe it's like a pet to, what do they call those pets that you need them to help you? Um, a service animal. Maybe it's a service animal, a companion, like an emotional support or something, for somebody. But in any case, this is a time where if you've been trying to get pregnant, wanting to get pregnant, or just suddenly had the notion to, where it can be an extremely fertile time where like fertility can be far higher than usual when this card shows up. Um, Also, it's a good time to meet people. Again, maybe connected to our work, possibly even at work. But it's important with it in reverse as opposed to upright to be aware of a potential tendency to be like subservient, um, or to behave like as if we are less than the potential partners that we're meeting. Okay? Hold your head up high, Gemini. We are the magician, right? So we have the ability, like no other sign, to manifest what we want into our lives. We have the ability as a mutable sign, but to the second power, right? We're squared to take on the traits of any other sign in the zodiac. So let's take all their positive ones and bring all the stuff we want and need to ourselves. Just keep in mind that you have the ability to do that. Um, and I don't want this to be confused, because in my romantic relationships, I would typically be considered at least fairly submissive. And I don't get submissive and subservient twisted. They don't mean the same things. You know what I mean? It means I'm willing to allow somebody to be generous with me. And, I can balance them out by being generous in return, and filling in gaps and all that kind of stuff. But I don't let them treat me like I'm a worker, or, for them, or like they're doing me a favor because they're in a relationship with me or something like that. That would be subservient. So let's be clear on that. And that is our reading for the month of November and December, or the end of November and the month of December. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. Also, if you are not a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button, so that hopefully you'll receive notifications when I put up a new video, and you won't have to search for me like a bunch of my viewers tell me they have to. I appreciate it. Namaste.